Live taping. Oh, this connection still isn't good. Hold on. There are loose wires right here. Can't do anything about it. Okay. Now you know for sure I am Iron Man for real. Oops. How'd that go off? Alright, you can turn the light on, please. So, please don't tell anybody that I'm Iron Man. And speaking as Iron Man, a lot of people ask me, why do all the girls follow you everywhere? And it's not because I am a millionaire. It's not because of my extreme good looks. It's because I use Axe body spray, Phoenix, and I endorse this product. Nice. Girls, you love Axe body spray? Or does this smell kind of like mosquito spray? Guys, don't get fooled. No mosquito spray. Probably. Okay, and go to page 18 for a second. That's where your practice test is. Your practice test is homework this weekend, in between your tricking and treating. Okay, so this is due Monday. You have to do it to study for the quiz. You should also maybe do the quiz we just corrected again, at least the questions you got wrong and you were challenged with, or the harder ones. Write them on a separate piece of paper. You have all the correct answers that we just corrected. And don't forget the quiz, number systems, estimate, a lot of little things. Rational, irrational, we had a couple sections on calculator power. You need to know how to use your calculator. All of that, razzmatazz. Okay, then we did exponent laws yesterday. And today we're going to continue. Here's the exponent laws. We had single step, add exponents, subtract exponents, multiply exponents. We never divide exponents. Now we're going to get into two-steppers, three-steppers. Okay, the two-steppers are kind of medium. You want to get all those right. Three-steppers, just go one step at a time and you'll be fine. None of this is going to be homework on the exponent laws. I'll assign that on Monday. If you're bored, if you're in a doctor's office like I was at urgent care last weekend, and luckily my daughter did not break her thumb. If you have some time you're doing nothing, maybe you want to start that homework, that's fine. You can. It's going to be homework on Monday night. Right now we're going to go to the multi-step. So go to bottom of page 23. And we'll add the scary story in between. So we have a little bit of a break halfway through. Okay, this one is number times number equals a number. Multiply the a's together, which means add exponents. Write that down, please. Number times number. What does that mean? That means negative 7 times 6 is negative 42. Brackets mean multiply. And then you add exponents. 8 plus 12 is 8 to the 20th. You're going to like these. You say, give me 8 of those, please. Check, 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 check. Similarly, this one is number divided by number. Subtract exponents. Go ahead and take 20 seconds to do that one before me. Divided by 5 equals 4. They're trying to tempt you to divide exponents. You never divide exponents. Subtract exponents. Okay? Study star D. This one, everybody gets the subtract exponent part right. But they don't know what to do with the 30/45. So when a number doesn't divide into each other, you treat it as a fraction. Write it down, please. Treat it as a fraction and caps lock, reduce the fraction. It even helps if you write down the fraction somewhere beside the question and look at it all by itself. So we can divide both numbers by 5. So when I say reduce, when you have 5/10, you divide the numerator and denominator by 5 to get 1/2. That's what I mean by reduce. Here you can divide by 5, but there's even something bigger. What's the GCF of 30 and 45? It's not 30. What's the next biggest factor of 30? 15. Good job. You can actually divide by 15. If you divide it by 5, then you would have to divide by 3 again. So your answer is 2/3. 2/3. Or try to remember what other form we wrote that in. We just did that once yesterday. I'll give you 10 seconds if you can remember how the other way to write that you might see on the multiple choice answer. 2b to the 4th over 3. And then write it where the numerical coefficient is first and the letter is second. Yep.
Why is the B4 only?
We subtract exponents. So 14 subtract 10.
Yeah, but why is it like...
Anytime you have exponent laws, you keep the base, then add exponents, there only becomes one of them. Subtract exponents, keep the base. Okay? So both of those turn into one letter with one exponent. And so another way of writing that is 2/3 b to the 4th. You have to know that means the same thing, and I could write either way on one of the answers on multiple choice. If it's not a multiple choice, you don't have to write both, you just have to write one of them. Okay? Example 2Z. This one, go ahead and do on your own. A, add exponents. B, subtract exponents. C, multiply the numbers, add exponents. And D, do the reducing thing and subtract exponents. Okay, make sure you're on the right track for A and B. You add exponents of the x's, x to the 8th, y to the 12th. B, what did somebody get? Good? Good. X squared y to the 4th, check. All good? Okay. This one, you might have started it by now. What's the exponent if there's no exponent? Yeah, there's a 1 here. C to the 1st, B to the 1st. All right, you can have another 1 minute. All right, then shoot. Multiply the numbers. What's negative 3 times negative 4, everybody? 12 or negative 12? Good job. Stick to your guns. Okay, b to the 1st, that's 1. Add the exponents, plus 3, that's 4. B squared, you might get b to the 6th. Did I do that right? And what would c be? C to the plus 1 plus 2 plus 1? 4th, you may get that? All good? Okay. So I would call those medium questions. You want to get them right. B is still the one that if there are marks lost, that it's going to be on D, because they don't know what to do with the 10 and the 4 because they don't divide. If you have something that doesn't divide by each other, just treat it as a fraction and reduce it. Okay, so again, everyone gets the E and the F right. You subtract exponents. Now what do you do with the 10 divided by 4? We'll just write it as a fraction. 10/4, divide by 2, and you get 5/2. Or you can write it as 5/2 e to the 4th, f to the 5th. Same darn thing. Sorry for swearing.
Oh, I actually got it right.
Well done. All right, 2 more questions to the scariest story of my life. True story. I'll do the first one for you. reminder of the power rule. Again, everyone gets the multiplication of exponents, right? What do you do with the 3 and the 3? You do not multiply them. You only multiply exponents. This 3 is not an exponent, it's a base. This exponent applies to the 3, so it's 3 cubed. What's 3 cubed? What's 3 times itself 3 times? 27. All right, your turn to do body.
But isn't this
We'll see. Try your best. Only, good question, you don't bring down the negative sign unless it's all by itself in front. If it's in the brackets, the exponent applies to it. Coke is my coffee. I have never tasted a drop of coffee in my entire lifetime. And I don't need to because I drink so much Coke. And I don't really like the way hot liquids fry your taste buds off. I guess. I'm happy enough. My teeth are so happy, and my tummy is so happy. It works out well for both of us. Both of us, all me. Works out for me.
Well, your teeth don't like get choppy when you drink Coke?
Nope. They get happy. I don't have any teeth.
probably get all this sugar?
Okay, what do you do with the negative 2 squared? Well, if you want to do it like this and write it separately, it's negative 2, but remember, if it's a negative base, put it in brackets. So negative 2 all squared means negative 2 times negative 2. So that's 4 or negative 4?
4.
Just pause for. Good job. Okay, scary story time. Okay, enough. So, I've thought of a good Halloween story, and I can't really think of a great one. I got stories about everything because I've traveled so much. So I'll tell you when I was most scared in my life. And it was when I was wooing my wife, who worked in Singapore. She was teaching English. So I went there for 3 weeks, and she was still working most of the day. So I took a vacation here and there from the 3 weeks. And the first time I went to Mount Fuji, climbed Mount Fuji, golfed the Japanese golf course, and actually my New York Jets were playing in the Tokyo Dome against the Super Bowl champions Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So there's another great story there, but I won't tell you that one. But I did another 3-day trip, and I took a ferry to Indonesia and a jungle hut, and it was awesome, just peaceful. Of course, I took my fishing stuff because I love fishing. So when I got there, it was daytime, and I'm investigating, and I told the whoever was taking care of us, the guy, that wasn't a guy, I guess he's just the host. I said, well, I like to go fishing early in the morning. Like, is this trail safe early in the morning? And he goes, oh yeah, no, of course, yes. Go anytime you want, no problem. Everything's safe, never had an incident. So I went, found a place to fish that day, came back, and I knew exactly where I was going and where I was fishing. And it was I don't know, probably a 15-minute jog. So got up at 5, 6 in the morning, like I always do for fishing, and jogged. And it was a pretty narrow trail. Well, probably 2 of these max. So I'm jogging. And I go around this corner, and I'm like, ah! And I'm serious. This is exactly what I did. I saw a tail that big and that wide that I was going to step on. It scurried into the jungle. What was it?
Tiger.
No.
Lion.
That wide, that tail.
Snake.
Close to a crocodile.
Cayman.
Lizard.
Which one?
Dragon.
Komodo dragon.
Oh god.
Oh man, I had goosebumps on my goosebumps on my goosebumps. I was just freaked out. Oh, so I was tippy-toeing and being quiet, and I still went fishing because I'm a crazy fisher guy. But that was scary enough. And then a year later, I'm watching a TV show, and I didn't know Komodo dragons eat meat. This one Komodo dragon was spitting poison and eating a whole entire antelope. So thank goodness God saved me that day, because I would not be here to tell you all my jokes and stories. So that was a really good day for you guys too, that I didn't get eaten in the jungle. Not by a beaver. Okay, let's go one more and then we'll have some fun group work here. You guys will turn into stormtroopers. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. So as Iron Man, I'm having trouble finding these guys on my mask. Anyone see them? One's called Stormy. One's called Trooper. One's called Vader. Anybody see him anywhere?
Yeah, I see all three.
Okay, if not, just give me that Iron Man signal on the left with the light with the wings. Okay, good job. Okay, got that one. Okay, example 4. This is where you bring down the negative sign. When it's all by itself in front, just bring it down. Multiply the exponents. Now the trick to this one is we have this negative, which acts as a -1, and it's applied. The fifth exponent is applied to it. -1 is the base, so we've got to put -1 times itself 5 times right here. So what's -1 to the fifth? Is it 1 or -1? If you have 5 negative signs, what do you end up with? Negative. These cancel, and you have 1 left over. So there's a negative here. You have to show me that work. And then what's a negative times a negative? Positive. So the answer is nacho cheese to the 10th. Did you guys do your homework eating nacho cheese nachos?
Yep.
Nacho man. What? I didn't even show you that video? Oh, come on. Yeah, that's right. I showed the afternoon video. All right. You deserve it. This was your homework. Did you guys not read Google class? Is this it? This better be it. Okay, Grammarly. How compelling is it writing? No, that's not it. Okay, here it is. I've got, whoa. All right, ready? That's pretty exciting without music. Why is there no music? No, it's very high. I don't know. Oh, you guys would be doing backflips and jumping up and down. Oh well. Nacho man. More exciting is radicals. Okay, this one. You want to do one step at a time here, please? Okay, write it down, one step at a time. Thank you. One step at a time is what it says, sorry, with no spaces. One step at a time. So you're going to do the numerator first, which just means multiply 3 times 4, 12, and put the x's and y's beside each other. Leave everything in the denominator as is. Leave the exponent 4 as is. Now I've seen students, and it still works if you apply everything to the fourth, but 12 times to the fourth, 12 times 12 times 12 times 12, you don't want to deal with that number. So the best way is to do what's inside the brackets first. So divide the numbers. 12 divided by 6 is 2. Subtract the exponents. Well, that's a lot easier to deal with now. Okay, now I'm going to give you 10 seconds to write down the answer. Sorry, 33 seconds to write down the answer. What's this all to the fourth? And again, concentrate on the number in front. Well, that's the hard part. You're going to get a mark, half a mark for this part, another half mark for this part, full mark for the right answer. If you do it the other way, you'll still get the right answer. You just have a lot bigger numbers, and you'll have more work to do. I'll still mark it right, but I would advise you not do that. Simplify everything before you apply the exponent on the outside. Okay, this one, multiply the exponents. And what's 2 to the fourth? 16. And sorry, I kind of ran out of room here for C, but we're going to use that part. Any questions on A or B? One step at a time. Similar to, okay, so the first step is to add exponents. Second step is to subtract exponents. Third step is to multiply exponents. Do you think I like this question? Sure do. Study star, please. All right, C. If 16 is out in front of the bracket, the 2 does not apply to it. The exponent only applies to everything inside the bracket. So you don't put 16 squared, okay? Everyone over here, put that away, thank you. Multiply exponents. And you can do this step first, and you can do the denominator separately as well. Okay, so we're going to work in the numerator and the denominator. So denominator, same thing, multiply exponents. And then 2 cubed is 8, not 6. 2 times itself 3 times. Now go ahead and divide numbers and subtract exponents. What's that? Okay. You're right though, I am wrong. This is not 5, this is 6. X to the 6. You multiply exponents, Oops, that's why you check your answers. And final answer is 16 divided by 8 is 2. The x to the 6's cancel. Anything divided by itself equals 1. And y to the 10th. Well, that's the first time we've had a variable completely cancel. And that's okay. It's kind of more fun. Not scary. It's not a trick. A treat. Alright, let's give you groups. I'm going to leave that on. Some people are still copying. You guys are vendors. You guys are Hogwarts. So you guys are Hogwarts last time. You guys are Hogwarts. And you guys are Star Wars. Not Indiana Jones. Something like that. Okay, let's do these questions. So these are, just write these on a separate piece of paper, just the one that you were doing. I want you to look at the other ones. This is not a handout, this is just questions that you're going to be doing. Okay, so Avengers, go ahead and do this one. 2D. Harry Potter. You're the next one. I mean Hogwarts. School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. And Star Wars. Do that one. Just write down your question on the piece of paper, please. Thank you. When you're done your own question, look at the other ones and just make a game plan. You don't have to do them. Just look at them and think about how you would do them before I put the answers on the board. Okay, Avengers. You divide. Negative 80 divided by 8 is negative 10. And subtract. They're trying to tempt you to divide exponents. You never divide exponents. That's a little trickier question than you think it is. Don't put d to the 10th. No way. You guys are superheroes. Act like it. Negative 10 divided by negative 5 is 2. Subtract exponents. No problem. And Star Wars. Multiply the numbers. 3 times 5. Add the exponents of the A. Add the exponents of the B. You may get those ones. Anybody see any mistakes I made? I did them pretty quickly. All good? Okay, one more on your own, or sorry, as a group, as a superhero group, intergalactical group, or magical group. I want Avengers to do this one, please. If you're down in your book somewhere. Harry Potter, your turn to do E. And Star Wars, F marks the spot. Alright, Avengers. Avenge. What? Yeah, 3E. Okay, so this one, you subtract exponents. Don't divide. What do you got for the D? D squared, good job. There's a 1 here, don't forget. And then 4 doesn't divide by 12. Okay, 12 divides by 4, but 12 has to be on the top. So you need to not put 3 here. You need to put 1/3. Okay, so star that one. Don't just put 3. It's 1/3. You don't need the 1. Or you can rewrite it as 1/3 f to the 8 d squared. Thank you. So again, don't put 3 there. Don't do it too fast. And if you do it too fast, check your answers to make sure you didn't make any silly mistakes. Harry Potter, I'm going to write up here. So my negative 2 times negative 3 is 6. X is, what'd you get? X to the, good. Y to the,
Oh, wait, no.
Y to the
Oh.
5th. Got it, got it. This one, I'm going to ask you to rewrite vertically. Write this down, gals. I want everyone to write this one down, even if you didn't do it. So when I give you a horizontal one, that way you'll understand whether it's 3 or 1/3, like up here. Okay, the big number here is going to be on the bottom, so you don't put negative 4. Or you can even just go like that if you want to. Be lazy like me. And so when you subtract exponents, you get that. But you have 4 divided by negative 16, and hopefully you guys can see that that's a fraction, not a whole number. Okay, when you divide by 4, divide by 4/4, you get negative 1/4, so negative 1/4 right there. Cool? So cool.
How do you do 4B?
4b, this one? Multiply the numbers and add the exponents.
All the 3 numbers?
Yep. 2 times 4 times negative 2, and then add exponents. Good question. God, that's an awesome day. Happy Halloween. Let's pray for everyone to be safe, not just kids, but kids and adults. God bless you all. Have a great weekend. Fun weekend.